Dear students, today I will talk about the rotational spectra for the diatomic molecule. As in my last video, I talked about the molecular spectra and its band systems, and I explained that it consists electronic part, vibrational part and rotational part. So today I will first start with the rigid rotator. What it means? Suppose if I take a diatomic molecule like this, so it may be oxygen, nitrogen, so they are of the same kind, and there is the negative charge center and positive charge center. There is no such type of difference between the negative and positive charge center, so they are the non-polar molecules, and these molecules don't have the permanent dipole moment. But what happens when we take, suppose here if we take HCl, hydrogen and chlorine, it is also a covalent bond type of compound like oxygen, but there is a slight shift of the negatively charged electrons, so it is slightly negative and hydrogen is slightly positive like this. So they have a permanent dipole moment. So what happens, suppose if radiations come, and here like you know that in a radiation it has the electric field that denotes the these arrows that denotes, and it has also a magnetic field, but here this is a vertical plane in which the electric fields are having a particular frequency and they are moving. So what will happen when this electric field will be up, so it will make a force on, it will tend to rotate this positive upward, and then in that direction what it will go down, the negative will go down, and then this will reversed in a reverse direction. So what will happen, that this positive that will go again in that direction, it means that for the half cycle it will rotate half, and for a complete cycle it will have a complete rotation. So it means that when the radiation will fall on this molecule, then it will rotate, and its frequency of rotation will be the same like the frequency of the electromagnetic radiation. And this is the phenomena why on when there is a electromagnetic radiation, when it incident on a diatomic molecule, why it rotates. So when it will absorb the incident radiation, then it will rotate and it will absorb the radiation. So it means that it will give the absorption spectra, and only remember that only heteronuclear molecules which having two dissimilar type of atoms, they will produce the IR spectra or the rotational spectra in the IR region. So now I will explain you what will be the shape of these rotational spectra. One more thing I want to add, that here we are assuming that when it is rotating, that there is no change in the bond length, so it is a rigid rotator. Normally what will happen, when it will rotate there will be a change in the bond length, but this is a rigid rotator. So this time I will explain what will be the shape or what will be the structure of the pure rotational spectra if we consider the diatomic molecule as a rigid rotator. One more thing I want to add, suppose if we rotate it in this axis like this, or if we are going to rotate in this axis like this, the moment of inertia of this diatomic molecule will be same, so there will be no change or there will be no difference in the pure rotational spectra of such heteronuclear molecule. So I will explain now with the mathematical formulation. So now I will talk what is the mathematical background of the heteronuclear diatomic molecule. and what will be the solution of such type of structure. So as I explained you that there are two different type of atoms. Suppose one is big like this and the small like this. So their center of mass will be different. That will not at the middle of the two atoms. It will be more closer to the bigger one. So this is the path. If it is rotating around the center of mass, so this big one is rotating close to this C point and this small one has a bigger circle. Suppose this is R1, this distance, this is R2 and the whole distance is R. So what you know, M1 R1 that will be equal to M2 R2 and R equal to R1 plus R2. So that will give the value. Suppose if you want to find out R1, that will give you the value that will be M2 upon M1 plus M2 and R. Similarly, we can find R2. And suppose if we are going to find out the moment of inertia of the whole system, so this is the formula M1 R1 square, and this we will substitute the value M1 and then R1. Similarly, we will find R2, which will be 1 here, and substituting the value here, and then solving we will get a reduced mass. That will be a reduced mass, and that reduced mass mu, that will be M1 M2 upon M1 plus M2. So the total system that will behave like that a single particle of the mass mu is rotating about a point C with a distance R. So now the two body problem, it looks like a single body problem. So if we take Schrodinger equation to solve that one, so it is a general Schrodinger equation. Here V, that depends on the distance between the two atoms. Here, since this potential energy is 0 because the distance is fixed, because we are taking the concept of the rigid rotator. So what will happen here? V will be 0 and therefore this V will 0 will give us this Schrodinger equation. So now we will have such type of Schrodinger equation. So this is del square. If we write it in the spherical polar coordinates, what we will get, this is the radial component, and then this is the theta dependent, and this is phi dependent, and then 2 mu h cross square E psi. Here what happens that since the distance is fixed, so it will not depend on this 1 upon r square and this whole term, or we can say that it will not depend on the any variation in the r. So we will just remove this part. So now we have only the theta and phi dependence. So if we are going to apply the separation of variable, so it means normally what we take r theta phi, but here we will drop r, we will just take theta and phi, and this is the capital theta which depends on theta, capital phi which depends on phi. We will just take only two variables and we will write the whole equation by using the separation of variables, and then if we multiply in this equation by sine square theta upon capital theta, capital phi in the whole system, whole equation. So what we will get? We will get equation, and after rearranging the terms by separating the terms which are having only theta dependence here on the left side, and it has only phi dependence. So two separate variables are there in the left hand side and right hand side. And suppose if we are going to equate it by m square, both the sides, then what we will get here, the first one, minus 1 upon phi del square phi del phi square equal to m square, that will give the solution pi m like this. And if we take this left hand side and if we write and rearranging, we will get such type of equation where we have the m square here inside the bracket. We want to solve to get the value of this capital theta. So if we take x equal to cos theta, and then if this is a function p cos theta that depends on the capital theta, and then if we solve by the partial differentiation, what we will get? We will get minus del p upon del x sin theta. Substituting all these things, suppose del upon del theta can be replaced minus sin theta del upon del x. So here del upon del theta, this can be replaced by sin theta del upon del x here. Similarly, since x equal to cos theta, so 1 minus x square, that will be sin square theta. So by doing all such type of substitutions, we will get this equation del upon del x 1 minus x square, you can see it here, this one. Then we will replace this del upon del p theta by this, and then we will get such type of equation, this one. So this equation is associated Legender's differential equation, and that will give us the solution for the Legender's polynomial if we replace this term 2ie upon h cross square, 2ie upon h cross square, that comes to be j plus 1, or we can say it is n square. So if we are going to replace this term, we will get associated in the Legendre differential equation, we will get the solution, and that solution will be pjm cos theta, and that solution will be delta theta n pjm cos theta. If we take the normalization, the conjugate of this, and then taking the normalization, we will get the value of n, which will depend on the value of m, and m will be from plus j minus 1 up to minus j. So this is the mathematical background by which finally we can get the solution, which will depends on the theta and phi. That will be finally that n value n pjm cos theta and e to the power I m phi. So we can get such type of wave function by solving the Schrodinger equation for the diatomic molecule. So now I will show you how we will get the different energy levels. Since in our mathematical derivation of the heteronuclear diatomic molecule, we have taken to solve the associated Legendre polynomials, this one 2ie upon h cross square j plus 1. So we can take the energy, we can write like this, h cross square j plus 1 upon 2i. I is the moment of inertia. Here j is the rotational quantum number and can take the value from 0, 1, 2 and so on. So since we know that the term value can be obtained by dividing the hc, so fj, here we will write the notation for this rotational, and that will depend on the rotational quantum number fj e upon hc, and this h cross is h upon 2 pi. So substituting the value of h cross here and then including hc here, solving we will get fj like this. If we carefully see this one, h is the Planck's constant, which is a constant, 8 is a number, pi is a number, a constant, I is the moment of inertia. For a particular diatomic molecule, the moment of inertia will be same. That will not change. And if we change the diatomic molecule, then it will be changed. And c is the speed of light, j plus 1. So this whole quantity, we can write it as a b, which is called the rotational constant. So the simple formula is fj equal to b j plus 1. It means that depends on the only rotational quantum numbers. So if we take the different values of the J, then we can take the Fj. These are the term values, and that can be shown like this. Taking the J values here, J from 0 up to 4 in this example, and then this is the value of Fj. This value 0, 2b, 6b, 12b and 20b. So the transition in the absorption case, it will come from like this, from lower level to higher level. So if we take the wave number, so what we will get? Fj dash minus Fj double dash. Here J double dash is a lower level, and we will here we can say that J dash is greater than J double dash, and we will take the selection rule delta J equal to plus minus 1. Substituting this relationship here with the J dash, we will get this one, and then if we take the J double prime, we can write it like this. And since we are taking the selection rule like this, so we can write that J dash equal to J double dash plus 1. So here J dash is replaced by J double dash plus 1, and this J dash is J double dash plus 2, and then we can write like this. Second term, solving, we will get the wave number equal to 2b J double dash plus 1. This is the lower level. So we can take only the lower level, and now the formula is very simple. Nu is 2b J double dash plus 1. Here it is multiplied by 2, so it will always give you the even numbers. So that will give 2b, 4b, 6b and so on. If we take here, this difference is 2b. From 2b level to 4b level, the difference is 4b. From 6b to 12b, difference is 6b. And from 12 to 20b, the difference is 8b. The same thing we are getting here, 2b, 4b, 6b and 8b. So we get the equidistant lines if we plot. So what we will get, if such type of transition we will get, so on the film we will get 2b line corresponding to b line, 4b line, 6b line, 8b line, and if we want to get the difference between any two lines, so what we will take? The difference between 4b and 2b, this is 2b. Difference between 6b and 4b, this is 2b. And similarly, it is 2b. So this difference is 2b. You can see it like here also. The difference is 2b. It means that all the rotational lines in the rotational spectra, the lines are 2b apart from each other. So they are equidistantly apart from each other. The nearest one by the 2b. And what is b? B is the rotational constant. It depends on the property of the diatomic molecule and basically on the value of I. So if on the rotational spectra, if by the experiment we are able to get 2b, so we can get the value of moment of inertia for that particular diatomic molecule. So this is about the rotational spectra of the diatomic molecule, in which we get the equidistant lines, and the separation between the two lines, nearby two lines, is 2b.